Hi everyone. So today I'm gonna make a pipe tamper. I on my free time I make tampers, and I'll show you these. They've gotten a little bit of traction. Few people are interested in them, and this is my little wizard tampers that I make. Got a little shell there on the end, and they're nice. And if you don't know what a tamper is, it's a tool that you use to sorry, it's a tool that you use whenever you're smoking a pipe. So what you have here is and I imagine if you're looking at this video you already know, but for those who don't know, you're smoking your pipe and you've got your tobacco in there, and eventually there's just ashes on the top and there's unburnt tobacco on the bottom. Well, you take a tamper and you push those ashes that have the embers down onto the tobacco underneath it, and that helps carry the fire down further. So that's kind of what a tamper does for those of you who've just kind of stumbled across this video. I got an order on Etsy to make a tree, like a pine tree tamper. This is peach. I've got a peach tree out in the front yard, and so I'm gonna make one. I made one before just kind of out of fun, and I didn't think anyone would really buy it, but someone did, luckily, and then immediately after that someone else ordered another one. So what I've done here already is I've gone in and took off all the bark, and I've obviously cut it to the right size. It may be a little bit too big actually, so, but I'll take care of that in the shaving process. So the first thing I'm going to do is get the basic shape, and the first thing I'm going to cut is cut the trunk down. I've already made this cut because I cut it and I wasn't sure if it was going to be too short, so I cut it again, but that's perfect because this is a perfect starting point for the trunk. So I'm just going to fast forward through this part because I know a lot of people are going to get on to me for, hey, don't cut towards yourself, but I mean, honestly, as long as you're not doing something silly, you're going to be fine. You know, people tell you this in shop class, and your granddad tells you this because he don't want you getting cut. And for the most part, I agree, but sometimes you gotta break the rules a little bit. Okay, so here's a pretty good representation of what the trunk is going to look like, if you can tell very well. I guess it's focused. You know, I mean, it's a trunk. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to start shaving this down to a point, and that'll be, obviously the tree. So basically what I'm doing here, excuse me, is right where the bark is. There's the bark, and then there's like a layer of softer stuff underneath that, and then there's the wood. And the wood kind of leaves has these like rough areas on it naturally. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of just taking those off. And I don't want this to be smooth, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint it later and sand it down. So you're going to have this where the areas are low, you'll have paint, and then I'm going to sand it off on the areas that are high, and that'll give it kind of a neat little look. That's one thing about carving, at least the way I do it. There's probably a better way, but I don't know it. Okay. Alright, so this will be such a mess to clean up. Here's the basic. That'll be better instead of zooming in and losing light. Here's the basic shape. I'm going to work on this here a little bit more, and I'm going to taper it a little bit better. You see, it's still it's like fat, and then it gets really, really pointy there at the end. So I'm gonna do a little bit more work on it, but that's the basic shape. Okay, that's looking pretty close. Still a little rough as far as the texture of the wood right here. I think a little sandpaper will get that worked out. Okay, so I'm going to sand this, and then we'll move on to the next step. Now, like I said, I don't want to get this smooth. I'm wanting it to be smoother, but not like, not like glass smooth, or metal smooth. Okay, so that was with 800, 400 grit. And now I'm going to get the 800 out and just do some final buffing, you know. Because I don't really know what more to talk about, so if you get kind of bored watching these, you know, let me know. Because I mean, I'm just kind of concentrating on doing this, and if you like the silence, I know some people like ASMR stuff. Of course, this will be sped up, so it'll sound kind of higher pitched. But let me know what you like. You know, like I said, I'm kind of new to doing this kind of stuff, and I'm really just kind of doing it for fun. And so, if there's something that you like that I do or don't like, let me know, because I'm new to this. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start making the layers, or whatever you call them, where the leaves kind of go, the branches kind of fold over each other. And the thing with cutting wood, or like doing this kind of whittling at least, there's like two types of cuts really that you do. I mean, there's more, but there's like the shave where you take it off and you take off a bunch of material like this. And then there's something that I'm doing here, which really whittling is just a series of V cuts into the wood. I really need to sharpen this. I know I probably did that wrong too. I'm sorry. But really, whittling wood is just kind of a series of V cuts. Right here, I'm doing the starting cut. All right, and so now you've got your starting cut here. And now what I'm going to do is take this and then cut up to where the starting cut ends. So now what's going to happen is, if you can see it, the blade's going to go and it's cutting into the wood, and as soon as it hits that where that cut went through, it just breaks off the wood, and then you've got a nice clean cut. Oh, the camera stopped. Sorry about that. But what I was saying is carving is just kind of a series of V cuts. So what I've done is cut this here, and if you end up with, and then you cut to your starting cut, but if you end up with little stragglies like this, it'll focus. You can just cut along your starting cut again. Now that little piece will just come right off. Okay, so that's the final shape. I'm going to take it and sand it down a little bit, but you get the idea here. Okay guys, I'm back. Let's see. I had to run some errands real quick. So I've gone and painted this. And basically what I did is I applied the paint and then took it and rubbed it off. So what I'm going to do is finish up this top part. Okay, at this point, it's there's still some wetness in the deep corners of it, but it's good enough to start sanding. See, I don't want to do too much. All right, I think that's good. Let's see here. You kind of see. That's generally the process there. Not much more to say about it. These are available on my Etsy. Links down in the comments. This was made for Gary Law Dog Piper. So thank you for ordering this, and it'll be on its way. You may have received it by the time that I get this edited, I don't know, but thank you for your order. If anyone is interested in any of these, I make these little guys here like I showed you earlier. I make a bunch of different designs, and if you have any suggestions, any ideas or comments, please let me know. I'm also on Instagram. That's also in the description below. So again, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was enjoyable. If you like this comment, please like and leave a comment. Hi, Bear. All right. Bye.